Hello, Orange Nation. This is Coach Neema here. I am the head coach at Orange Theory Spring. I just wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about voice work over the mic and what that means, okay? So to me, that means a couple of different things. That means music, and how your voice is really correlating to that music. Second thing is your mic volume, very, very important. You wanna make sure it's not too loud. You wanna make sure it's not too low. And we'll kind of get into that just a little bit, okay? Third thing is your fluctuation in your voice as class goes on. Okay, so you want to make sure that it's very important to not have a monotone voice. You want to make sure you have those pitch changes, those tempo changes to make sure that you really are focusing on the importance in capturing your members' attention. All right, final thing is just going to be your voice work and how it's going to change through the duration of your class. So my goal is to start off with the lobby intro and just kind of roll through it like you would during class, what to focus on, where to focus on those changes as well as your voice. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and start off with the lobby intro, okay? The atmosphere you create, the energy, it all starts during your lobby intro, okay? So we recently just changed this up to where it's a teaser now, right? So it's all about creating the atmosphere, creating the energy, but making sure that members also feel warm and welcomed to coming into your class, okay? So you're not necessarily on the mic, but people are gonna start to get a little bit more familiar with your voice and how it changes as you emphasize certain things, all right? So first thing is, you're stating your name. You're introducing yourself. It should be energetic. You should come out with a strong, firm, and a confident voice, right? Again, you're capturing members' attention to you without even being on a mic. That's already going to have their respect as you're going into your class. All right. Second thing, you're talking about orthopedic issues and restrictions. As you're making sure you're talking about that, right, you want to make sure that they know that this is important to them as members and to us as coaches to make sure that these members are safe. Okay. Third thing, and this is my favorite, is going to be what is your emphasis? So what I like to do is take kind of a dramatic pause, kind of keep people wondering for a little bit, and then be explosive with my voice, right? For today, if you love burpees, you've come to the correct class. Just something like that, something enough to, again, create the excitement, a little bit of suspense, but again, capture their attention. All right? The energy that you create in the lobby, you want to carry that into the studio. Okay? So as people are coming in, giving high fives, giving fist bumps, flashing smiles, whatever it might be, you want to make sure you're creating and maintaining the same tone, the voice, and the pitch as people are coming in. Okay? Encouraging and warm. All right, from there, you have 3 minutes on your clock, right? You're talking about getting both groups warmed up, getting them to base, and explaining the OT beat and what your template focus is for today, right? You don't give them too much in the lobby, so as you're coming in to the studio, they're not really listening, right? They're getting strapped up into the rowers. They're getting warmed up on the treadmills, but again, what's gonna capture their attention? Gotten them to warm up, gotten them to base, you're talking about the OT beat. This is where you really lower down your music, all right? Music and mic control is gonna be the most important relationship as you're working through your class. So as you're going through the first 3 minutes, you wanna make sure as you're done going over the OT beat, this is where you get to have some fun. Get a little bit more energetic in your voice. Hey guys, today you have a power day, all right? So on the treads, you're gonna have shorter efforts, you're gonna be explosive, we're hitting those top intensities. Again, the way your voice is gonna change a little bit, right? It's not gonna be the same way you're getting people warmed up. It's gonna change. Energy is gonna come up. So you wanna make sure you do have that fluctuation, all right? From there, again, you want to make sure you're having that strong, that firm, that confident voice that makes people want to listen to you. Okay, the very important thing again is going to be to turn down the music volume and again, holding on to that strong and controlled voice to make sure that people are listening to what you're saying. Okay, once you're done with your 3 to 3.5 minute warm up to your base, remember your rowers are going to go and rack their handles. You're going to head over to your strength four. As you're heading over to the strength four, again, it is very important to keep the music volume low. You want to make sure you're not yelling through your demo, but you want to make sure that you're presenting with a strong, confident, firm voice. You're the coach, you know what you're talking about. and you want to make sure people are listening to you. All right, so this is what you say really matters at this point. You got 90 seconds, right? People are kind of scrambling, they're coming to the floor, people are coming at different times as well. So how are you going to capture it? You're using your voice. All right, guys, team, all eyes on me, right? Capture their attention, you're firm, and you're asking them to listen to you, all right? From there, block number 1, you have 6 minutes on your clock to work, all right? You have explosive movements. So if you need a little bit of recovery in between, it's okay, take it, right? So now members know, and they're listening to you, oh, it's okay to feel certain ways during this block. The way I coach that, my voice kind of slowed down a little bit, making emphasis on each single point and then moving on, all right? So again, you wanna make sure capturing the attention, changing the tempo or the pitch of your voice to make those important things stand out so that you're not a monotone voice the entire way throughout class, all right? From there, you explain everything in your block. Now, you wanna make sure you leave your floor with a hype, right? So, all right, team, if you have any questions, let me know. Other than that, let's get to work in 3, 2, 1, let's go. Right? Again, pitches are starting to change a little bit. Now, from there, keep the music low. Your voice should be the main thing that your members are hearing. You're talking to the treadmills now. How are you gonna get their attention? Treads, right? Firm. You're focusing on using that confidence to capture their attention. They can't turn around and look at you. They're only listening to you. So that's how you're gonna be able to command the room, all right? So treads, you got block number 1. 6 minutes on that clock to work, starting off with a 1-minute push, 1-minute base. Right? You want to make sure that you're taking those appropriate pauses in between each cue to make sure it's not just overwhelming people with a bunch of information without giving them time to actually retain it, right? If I were to cue the treads and say, all right, team, you got block number 1, 6 minutes on the clock to work, 1-minute push, 1-minute base, let's get started. Nothing really stands out, right? 6 minutes. Okay, I know how to get aggressive on my push. All right, I know I have a 1-minute base. So it gives people time to kind of think about what their game plan is, as well as listening to you. So it's listening to understand, all right? And that's gonna be the importance of making sure you have that fluctuation in your voice. All right, so you're starting off nice and strong, keeping members engaged. Just remember the first cue sets their tone. All right, so when you're cueing that first effort, make sure that you're putting that emotional value into it, right? If you're showing that you care, your members are gonna care. They're gonna push themselves a little bit more because again, you're energetic, your voice is higher, you're focusing on those important things, all right? So that's when that voice work really comes into play with member experience. All right, so from there, we're gonna focus on some cues, all right? You have your base, you got your push, you got your all out. Okay, during your base, you want to make sure this is something that's a little bit comforting to members, right? This is your active recovery. You're slowing it down a little bit. So power walkers, take it 1 to 3%. Runners and joggers, let's go base in 3, 2, 1. Hit that active recovery, right? So you want to make sure emotional connection. Your voice is a little bit softer. You're taking them from an intensity down to a little bit more active recovery. So again, your voice is going to start to change. Now, whenever you're cueing a push, you're getting a little bit more aggressive, right? So power walkers, take that incline up 6% or greater. Runners and joggers, 1 to 2 miles over your base. Let's get uncomfortable in 3, 2, 1, push, right? A little bit more aggressive in my tone, asking for a little bit more. So again, you're creating that atmosphere in the room, as well as your music kind of cranking up in volume, so is your voice. You're getting a little bit more confident, right? Now, all out cues is one of my favorite cues to coach. Why? You get to create the energy, but also there's a very big emotional value that comes behind that final all out, or any all out in general, right? So what I like to do is kind of turning the music down, all right? Shifting away from the go, go, go aspect and focusing on, hey, you've already come this far. You have 30 seconds to push yourself to get to your goal. What are you gonna do with it, right? My voice is a little bit lower, it's a little bit slower. Now from here, slowly cranking up that music, cranking up that pitch. Right here, right now. Power walkers, take it 10% or greater. Runners and joggers, 2 miles over your base, rev it up, let's go in 3, 2, 1, and crank it up all out. right? So again, the way your voice is going to work is going to start to rise, right? So you want to make sure you're not yelling at them the entire time to like go, go, go. You're saying, hey, you're feeling uncomfortable right now. That is okay. This is where you get stronger. Emotional cues are going to be very important, as well as intensity cues. But the way you change your voice between the two is going to make the difference for that member in pushing a little bit more or staying stagnant. All right. So to kind of wrap up, just remember a couple different things when you're focusing on voice work over the mic. One, music and your voice and the mic control is going to be the most important relationship as you are working audioly. Okay, so again, making sure if your voice is too loud, you're yelling at members is probably not the most pleasant experience, right? Tuning it down. Okay, so making sure that that relationship is very, very hand in hand. Second thing, voice fluctuation. The way you cue a bass and the way you cue an all out are going to be on two different spectrums. All right, one's going to be a little bit calm, comforting. Second one is going to be a little bit more emotional and a little bit more aggressive, right? So remember, members cannot see you at every point during the entire class. They're listening to you. So what you say and how you say it is really going to matter. And that fluctuation is going to pique their interest. Every time you slow down, they're going to be curious as to, oh man, they're slowing down. What's going on, right? So capturing that attention. And just remember, your voice shouldn't stay stagnant throughout your class. It should change with your efforts, what you're saying and how you're saying. All right. Hopefully that helped a little bit. If you have any questions, of course, please let me know. Remember, voice work is you, and it's a reflection of your personality. Okay. So making sure that you're staying involved with your members emotionally and via the mic. Remember, my name is Coach Neema, head coach of Orange Theory Spring. Again, any questions, please let me know. Thank you all for listening. More Orange, more life.